Ranveer Chandra, thank you so much for speaking to us. And of course, you've spoken to the Forum for the Future of Agriculture today, an inspirational talk on how can we use technology to better serve biodiversity. You are Managing Director for Research for Industry and CTO of Agri-Food at Microsoft, a scientist at Microsoft. And here we have excitement about the research that goes into technology and where that meets solutions, where that meets sustainability, where that meets agriculture and environment. Please do tell us more.
Yeah, so I was very impressed here today, listening to all the talks about something so fundamental. How do we feed the world? How do we nourish the world? And doing so in a sustainable way. And the passion was very evident with how every person, every participant, be it an organization, a nonprofit, a regulator, and farmers, they were all very passionate about making a difference. At Microsoft, you wouldn't associate Microsoft with agriculture. Typically, you associate us with all the technology, not really in agriculture. The key thing that we are doing is, so at Microsoft, our mission is to empower every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. When we say every person, it includes all of us who are eating. It includes the farmers. And when we say every organization, it includes the farming industry. Every farmer is running a business. So our goal then is to build tools to empower every person and organization to achieve more. In the context of agriculture, if you think of farmers, and this is what we were discussing today, they're facing an uphill battle. How do they sustainably nourish the world? One approach which we believe can be truly transformational is that of data-driven agriculture. So when we talk about data-driven agriculture, our goal is not to replace a farmer, but to augment a farmer's knowledge with data and AI. So when I started this project at Microsoft, I went and volunteered at a few farms. And what I learned was that farmers know a lot about their farm. Every farmer I met, like one farmer, he could feel the soil and say what's going on. Another farmer could taste the soil and say what's going on. And it's no surprise because they've been farming there for several years, tens of years, sometimes even generations. So our goal is not to replace a farmer. They know a lot. But even though they know a lot about the farm, a lot of decisions they take is based on guesswork. Like when to plant, when to harvest, when to water, when to fertilize, when to irrigate. All of that stuff is based on guesswork. So our vision is that we'll be able to augment this farmer's knowledge with data and AI so that they can remove guesswork, and guesswork is replaced by data-driven insights.
It's so interesting because we've had other experts today talk about the fact that we talk about nature-based solutions, we talk about organic, we talk about climate smart, we talk about regenerative agriculture, organic farming as an example, but you can get good organic farmers and bad organic farmers. It's not just because of the badge or the underlying incentive for sustainability that's there. So are you saying that technology can capture what good looks like?
Yes, and you can reason about it, not just what good looks like, but what would good look like. So helping a farmer take the decisions so that at the end of the season, they are good. And they've taken the right decisions, be it with regenerative agriculture, whether they use low-till reduced-till, whether they planted the right cover crops, to be productive and be sustainable. And artificial intelligence can help with that.
How does that actually work and look to the farmer? And without getting into too much detail, it's blockchain, it's clever, it's artificial intelligence, right?
It is artificial intelligence. So essentially, it comes from data. It comes from the knowledge that the farmer has. And once you can embed it, then the artificial intelligence can help the farmer take the right decisions. It can keep giving hints to the farmer. The way we do it, just as an example, one of the tools we built is you could go to a website, and this is actually in open source. People can try it out if they go to farmvibes.ai. That's the name of the project. You can go, you launch a portal, you go to a website, there you give in all the information of this is what I'm planted, this is what the soil looks like, this is when I'm looking to do my harvest, this is the amount of nitrogen I'm applying, phosphorus I'm applying, and we'll make a prediction of what the eventual yield is going to be. We'll also make predictions of how much carbon you would sequester, and then you can change a lot of these practices and then see how much it's going to be. The way we do that is we take the data that the farmers input, that's the farmer's knowledge of what's happening. We take additional data streams from satellites, from weather stations. We take scientific models that the scientists have developed for, say, for crop growth, for carbon, for soil modeling. We combine all of that and then use that to make these predictions. There's a farmer in Eastern Washington who's been using these techniques, for example, for carbon, for yield prediction. He's a wheat farmer. He also plants canola. And then he can take more informed decisions based on the data, based on the artificial intelligence.
Are you seeing results in terms of output, in terms of improved sustainability?
Yeah.
Because some farmers, they might not like to be told by the artificial intelligence whether they think their soil is okay or not.
So they shouldn't think of this as the artificial intelligence telling them what to do. They should think of artificial intelligence as giving them hints. They have to eventually adopt these hints or not because they know more than what a computer says. But the fact is the computer can give them hints based on data that they might not know, or it might be in their blind spot. And that the AI can help a farmer make the right decisions. Like, for example, the farmer in Eastern Washington that we work with, he's been able to use 38% less chemicals in his farm using some of the data-driven techniques that we have. In one part of the farm, he's been able to double the amount of yield, the amount of wheat that he was growing based on the recommendations of data-driven agriculture. We're not saying it's just AI, it's AI with his knowledge. And he's a fifth-generation farmer. He lives with his dad's knowledge, and with AI, he's been super happy, and he's been just continuing to adopt more and more technologies. And that's the vision we have. The vision we have is that this concept of data-driven agriculture will get democratized. So every farmer anywhere in the world should be able to use data and AI. So I spent a lot of time growing up in a farm. I'm a computer scientist by training, but growing up, I grew up in India, and I spent a lot of time in my grandparents' farm in India. And they were smallholder farmers. I did not like anything to do with agriculture growing up because these farms, these villages, they did not have electricity, no toilets. It wasn't where I was looking forward to go. But I did, and I saw a lot of poverty. I made lots of friends. And that has been the passion for doing this work, is eventually through the work that we are doing at Microsoft, can we impact the farmers worldwide and working with partners. Microsoft is not an agriculture company. We are not selling anything to farmers, but working with, for example, the partners, the organizations that were here. Can we take technology? Can we take the best of data, best of AI, best of cloud, best of edge compute, Internet of Things, to agriculture so that it can transform the lives of farmers?
And scaling it up is so important, right?
Scaling is super
because
important.
Because we know that the window on the temperature rise and global gas and the greenhouse gas emissions, with the IPCC report told us that this month, we know that window is closing fast. So scaling it up now, speed, this is the important thing. Is that possible? Is that achievable? I mean, I can hear the passion, but from small projects to actual scale.
So this is where I don't think we can do it alone. We need, and not just the private sector, I think the problem here, we need to get the right scientists, the right technology. It's not just a technology problem. It's a technology problem, it's a business problem, and it is a policy problem. Right now, where we are, I think we've figured out mostly technology-wise how to make it work from medium to big farms, 10 acres or more. For smallholder farmers, we still need to do more work to get the technology accessible to the smallholder farmers. And there are some fundamental problems that need to be addressed, both on the technology, but also the business model and the policy side. So I think this is one thing where, and to your point, I completely agree, this is a matter of speed. We cannot rest back. We cannot say that, hey, this will come eventually, someone else will figure it out. All of us need to come together, work with the right stakeholders. One of the things, for example, I like talking to policymakers about is agriculture receives a lot of subsidies. For example, fertilizer is subsidized, tractors are subsidized, seeds are subsidized. There should be similar subsidies for digital agriculture, to get growers to adopt digital technologies, to get them to get the benefits of AI. Otherwise, we'll be making the divide even worse, like the haves and the have-nots. It'll be just much worse.
Well, it's so interesting you talk about smallholders, because that's something we've focused on at the forum in the past. What is exciting, though, it is the first time ever that there's been a digital tech partner at the forum, and this is then the future, Ranveer.
Yeah, I'm really excited that Microsoft is a partner, and here we are here to learn. We are not an agriculture company. We work with there were lots of experts here, and I could see the passion after the talk, the number of people who came to me, and even on social media, the number of people who've been just reaching out, I can see the passion among the people, the fact that everyone's out there to make a change, make a difference. And we are here to help. We are here to bring the best of technology to this community so that we can create that difference.
Ranveer Chandra, thank you so much for coming to the forum today and talking to us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.